If you think people are smart, you're going to be very disappointed. And in the process of you being disappointed, you're going to make them feel like crap. If you think people are spiritual or religious, you're going to be really, really disappointed when they fall short of your lofty heavenly ideals. If you think people are really meant to be muscular and strong and have great temperaments as far as their eating habits are concerned, hey, you probably are going to be pretty wiped out by what you discover. Um, our anticipations for humanity have caused us to either be too lenient or much too harsh. And in the process, we've done exactly the worst thing in the world that we could do. We've decided that human beings are horrible, or human beings are too great. Human beings are just human beings, you know. We just are what we are, which is emotional. We are emotional. We are an emotional group of people, emotional species. So, based upon that and understanding that, as you look at things like, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, the Bible, all these documents, all these laws that have been constructed from the Hammurabi Code coming forward, you have to ask yourself two questions. How do they stack up historically? That's the first one. But in other words, how did they fare? When they were actually put into practice and they had their time to put their tires on the road and put the rubber to the road, how did it fare? And the second thing is, how did they help people? And I've begun to evaluate my entire existence, beginning first of all with me. What's the history on this? And how is this helping me? Selfish? I don't know. I mean, I get confused over the word selfish because I arrived with one self. That was me. So if I'm getting up every day and brushing my teeth, is that selfish? Should I be going, oh, who else's teeth should I be brushing before mine? Who has worse teeth than me? I mean, what is selfish? We've been given a life. It is our responsibility to try to make some sort of function and understanding of how that was meant to work. So I think we have to evaluate on whether this is working for us. Do these things work? Does it work for me to have religion without science? No. Does it work for me to have science without a belief in a creative God? It doesn't really. I need both of those functioning. And since they fight all the time, it makes it tough. I find myself getting caught in the middle, yelling at mom and dad, please stop fighting. Because I want to take advantage of both realms. What is the history on this? And how does it help people? What is the history on religion? It's not good. You do understand that, right? Even people who are very, very spiritual and religious will have to admit that the history of religion is one of murder and mayhem and selfishness and greed. How has it helped people? How are we better off? In the midst of Jim Crow America in 1950s and 60s, we had a Southern church that was supporting it. They could have spoken up. They could have objected. They could have used comedy. They could have used all sorts of parables to make their point. But rather than arguing with the existing system, they found a way to explain it.